Uh, cool. I made some hot Jamaica tea, which is a lovely little thing to have in the evening. And I made quite a bit, so I might have it during the night sometime. Obviously, drinking at night means you got to urinate at night, which is why I hydrate in the day a lot. So, and hydration is super important. So the main thing you can do is to drink some juices in the morning, drink a little water. You know, when you first wake up, drink some water. I always have water with me or nearby because I drink a lot of water. But then you see, if you drink water all day and you pee and stuff, then you don't have to get up at night and pee. And because I don't want to drink too much too late, I do have a really easy way to pee. You know, I have a pee garden and stuff, and so I'm in a little different situation than some other types of people who are living difficult off-grid lifestyles. Of course, for most people, it doesn't matter. They've got their water-based toilet. Anyway, so today I'm cleaning up everything, which means everything's a huge mess, which is awesome. Organizing my shit, figuring out what I need to do. Uh, it's been a pleasant, hard day, and I guess it's not over yet. Uh, this lower room I was in for uh, many months, and there's a lot of stuff in this room that should not be in it, and the exact future identity of this room is unknown. Here's the hospital bed I was in when I was here. It's right over there. It is just covered in dirty shit. I was supposed to take the sheets off that today, and I don't know if I'm going to get around to that. But I got a whole bunch of crap off the floor and moved some objects to where they're supposed to be. And also, this beautiful window over here was blocked by a big yellow canvas because I was often sleeping here during the sunrise. But this whole area could end up being a really nice place during sunrise, actually. The sun is filtered for quite a while through the trees, and it's nice to look at a place and be out of the wind, you know. So this could be a great place to maybe sit on this bed and you know, just enjoy the morning. I don't know, especially if I've got hot beverages here and all that. I did not work on the kitchen today. It is a big pigsty, but I did make a whole bunch of food, so at least I'm well fed, and that does matter. I don't always do that. It's very bad. And I went up and down these damn stairs about 100 billion times. That might be an exaggeration. Ah, I pulled a lot of garbage out of there. And then someday I'll attack this kitchen. Oh, I need to get water for tonight. What is this crap? Oh, fuck it. I'm going to go outside and relax. I don't want to think about any of this. It's hard not to finish something like this, you know? It's painful. But I knew I wasn't going to finish today. I made great progress. And there will be great rewards. Uh, uh, it's a beautiful day with just a tint of overcast, a little tiny bit overcast. I like a little bit more for photography, but this is a really nice winter day. This is going to heat everything up, and this is really wonderful. I still got to move that orchid. God damn. Uh, this is maybe a nice time of day to kind of sit in the sun, actually. Uh, I'll show you a little trick first before I go sit in the sun. I want to juice oranges, right? And I want to juice other citrus as well. For example, lime. And I have a lime juicer, and I have uh, I can get whatever kind of juicer makes sense. I think there needs to be a lot of thinking about what we juice, how, and why, and what we do with the waste of it. For example, here is a lime, right, that's been cut. It's a whole lime like this that has been cut in half to make two limes, two half limes. Let's talk about these limes. This is, there's a seed I cut in half in here, and I don't like that. And it makes me think that I should be doing it in a way where I don't cut it right down the middle because I'll get a lot more seeds out of it. That only matters if I've got a really good seed collection system, right? So here I'm opening this up. I'm bending it back, the half. I've already eaten it, right? Here's how I eat them. I mean, or well, you can use a squeezer. Put them into things. You know what I do? I just put it in my mouth. The seed, woof, that is a flavor sensation. The seeds I put into this bowl right here, and the bowl has some water in it. Because it's citrus, we don't want it to dry out. I'm not an expert on this, but I think that citrus does not like to dry out. I also think that in this climate, all year long, if we dump citrus seeds into a bed where we get any kind of success, it could be buckets, that's fine. I don't really care. For me, it's the same. And we can do different watering schedules for different types and just have methods compete to see what is this magic solution, right? So this is really good. So after I eat it, woo, that's good shit. Was I cooking something? No. Good. Then that's when I turn it inside out. Here, I'll do it again. Okay. This is now a different product for a different use. And I suspect that, you know what? If a person, I don't know how we could do this. I don't know if there's a ferment we could make with these where we just heat them up and then combine them in with honey. You know, make a lemon honey with the waste from a juicery. That would be cool. Not the ones that I put in my mouth. That's different. One that uses a machine, more hygienic and stuff. So, wow, a lemon mead. A lime, no, this would be a lime mead. Sorry. Lemon would also be good. A grapefruit mead. That sounds weird, but you got to try stuff. What I do if I'm bored, and this is candy to me, I love sour. I like to rip all the fruit out of the peel because nobody else wants to do this. Nobody else is going to take the time probably. We could also make a lime liqueur with this. That'd be pretty cool because all that lime flavor's in there, and then the peel will add some bitterness probably. I'm not sure. I'll have to learn about that. Oh, rah, rah. God damn. Gotta work in my supply chain. So I'm supposed to go to town. I was supposed to go to town tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm unsure. I guess I could. I need to get some shit done, and I got people here who know what they're doing. And I could take this portable chair with me in case I want to sit down somewhere for a bit. That's not a bad idea at all. It's this tiny little blue one right here. You see that? It's better than a fold-up chair like that. This one folds down into nothing, I think. I've never actually checked out how this chair works. It's supposed to collapse somehow. Well, that's weird. I'll just toss it in the van the way it is. Luckily, I got a lot of space. Not sure when I would need this. I don't sit around a lot in town. But in the cases where you do need to sit around somewhere, it's damn nice to have a chair. Especially, I don't know, I gotta exercise anyway, so fuck it. But driving to town is enough exercise for me. It's a dangerous amount, actually. I need to put all these together. Let's see, I got one sprayer. Put another one in my backpack or my cargo shorts. Alcohol sprayer. To fight against the zombies. I don't think I'd like to make a zombie movie. It seems like too much work doing the makeup. I think I'd rather make a drama. I don't know. Most dramas are boring. Not all of them, but... Alright, so I'm going to need water later. I have a beverage. Where's my fucking beverage? God damn it. Oh, man. The thermos is here. Where did I walk to? I don't remember what cup. Oh, here it is. I forgot what cup it is in. I thought it was a different cup. Jamaica tea, by the way, is... Whoa! I put some lime juice in that, too. Oh, I remember. I put it in the cup. So this has, like, super extra lime. I like it. Jamaica is a pretty zingy thing. Also, there's a tiny bit of coffee in this, because... I forgot why. I had coffee sitting around and didn't want to waste it. This makes for a non-beverage, certainly. Jamaica tea is hibiscus tea. Very high in vitamin C. You know what I should do is look at the various ingredients that I like for teas, for herbal teas. Caffeinated tea is a whole other thing. And I guess coffee also. Although coffee can be grown locally, I need to grow tea. Anyway, right now, like hibiscus, pine needle tea. Pine needle is actually really good. I don't know if you've ever had that, but I have, and I was surprised. You know, I thought, pine needle tea, you know, but it turns out it's really good. You can try it at different strengths and see what strength of it you like. And then you can mix it with like Jamaica. You could add a sweetener to things in the morning, like coffee and other stuff. I don't recommend it. I think it's kind of silly. You know, you may want sweet food throughout the day. You may want to even savor a dessert. I'm not a big dessert guy, but if we did desserts right, I'd be in favor of them. And so it's just all food culture and from people. Oh, I'm so tired. Excellent. The dogs ate the food I made. Sometimes I make things a dog wouldn't even eat. But when I have a gooey plate with a bunch of leftover food that I don't want to scrape off of it. I don't think I own a spatula. Maybe I should own a spatula. It'd be less food waste. On the other hand, I eat relatively cheap ingredients most of the time. And so if a dog gets a little variation in their diet and I have less dishes to wash, I still wash it if a dog licked it up. What's that noise? God damn it. It's not close, so it's irrelevant. These plants are supposed to go in this garden right here. That's the plan. These really cool tiny plants are all going to go on the drip line of this garden. Some of them will go ape shit happy, and some of them won't. But we've already got one of this kind in the ground, and it's doing pretty nice. And you know what? I think we should make a little trail through this garden, like a really careful trail, just to, like from this side, we can water it. I almost need like a watering thing on a pole for like sensitive gardens. But then again, we have to walk through them to weed them anyway, or mulch them, either way. So I don't know. I think creating trails through them would be good, but maybe trails that are not obvious and that people don't go on. Like one where here we could almost use a gate, like a branch as a gate. You know, if we just tie this tree to this pole, it'll hide any evidence of an entry here. And we could do this with, I don't even know if we need an entry here. We could just have one entry from over there and then have water on a pole. That might be cool. This is a very unusual garden though. With this other one, we'd have to come up with ways to get through it. And there's also a more publicly open park, just in general. Um, and it's this weird little blob out here by the view. And I wish it had a name. You know, it should have a name. There's a cool oak archway in it. There's just a variety of things going on in here, many of which you wouldn't notice right away. And this is very much a garden in development, and it wasn't in development for a very long time. So, all right. So I made a big mess by cleaning up. I cannot finish the job today. I have cool tea, which I forgot. That's terrible. Oh, man. Well, yeah, there was a weird noise. Now I don't hear it. All right. Yarr. I used to run everything here on a spreadsheet, but my current electrical problems don't allow me to do it well. It's just, you know, I work very well at night, and the night is long here, and so the day is short. The hours I can work on the computer are quite lessened by my lack of electricity currently, and that's all solved with a new set of batteries. Those will be LTH batteries. I am concerned that the ones I'm going to buy are not good replacements for the ones I have, and I don't know if I should just go for it or if I somehow need to ask better, because nobody who I'm really certain knows has told me that they're okay. I haven't asked that exact question yet. It's been years. These batteries take a long time to die, which is great to learn. Wonder where the little puppy is. That is not good. Little puppy's always here. Little puppy's not locked in the house. That is a very bad thing. Hey, Mayhem, where's the puppy? When's the last time I saw her? She's bouncing around earlier. What time? Oh, I just saw her recently. Maybe she went up to bed or a little nap. Let's go just check on her. Oh, wow. It's going to be so nice to recover this space. And then I'm going to get it good enough, and I'm going to probably move to another space. I'll improve that one. There could be the person who lives here, could be a couple. I hesitate to have more than that live here, to be honest, because your little feet. Oh, the cutums. I need a shopkeeper to live here, a host of a space, also. A person who checks out things like toys, and toy is a general term. Okay. Funny. Somebody left me a little card, a little drawing of a cactus on it. It's pretty cute. Hey, little puppy, are you cold out here? What? What are you doing up there? She always likes to be with me normally. Hi, honey. What are you up to? Yes, I see your spastic weirdo. Yes, you're spastic weirdo. Yeah, spastic weirdo. Good Lord, doggin. She's a handful. But luckily, she's a small handful. So, there's something about little dogs that makes them different. Right, so, fuck it. Night will come. I need to prepare. Yeah. Things are going along very well. Like a lot of things to fix and a lot of forces I have to fight against. Uh, Wonder how far I walked today. I don't have a pedometer or something or any app on my phone that tells me that. I don't think if I'm inside. I think they're GPS based apps. That were pretty cool. I'm trying to the wax out of a candle because I want to put another candle in there, or in this case, use it as a coffee mug because it's shaped like a coffee mug. It's the actual thing. Apparently, the dog is scared of it. Hear that? Is it going to get you? I think that'll work. I always thought you had to make a fire to do that, but in this case, I put it on the point of a black rock. And so what I'm going to do is take some of these black rocks I have over here and make in a fire-safe location, because who knows what will happen there later. Make just a small area where you can put, 10 jars, 10, velas, I guess they're called. They're candles in a jar, in a glass container. Ah. Ah. It's not even that late yet. It's probably like 3 or something. I don't know what it is. I'm going to cut down some trees. It'll actually increase the amount of light to this spot. And then what I'm going to do is put in trees that will create pockets of shade. And I'm going to slap some solar panels on the roof because it's a great place for them. I don't have a lot of great places for them. Yeah, that's really yummy. That's a weird flavor. It has coffee a little bit. If you didn't know there was coffee in this, you might not taste it. It was a tiny amount. And the lime, well, in this case, the lime was quite a bit. The next one I pour will not have as much lime at all, much less lime. But well, we could do some experimentations. It'd be fun to do taste tests and get the results in a spreadsheet. I did it with champagne once, and it was totally fun, like commercial champagne. And the results were unexpected, and I liked them because it turned out some of the very modestly priced champagnes did extremely well at the higher priced champagnes, as the higher priced ones. Uh, we weren't tasting like super expensive champagnes, but it's my belief that, well, I have beliefs about that. I think, I don't know. I don't agree with everything. Uh, all right, this is bullshit. I can't be too tired. There must be something I'm up for. I could improve upstairs, but truth is, I'm just going to sleep all night, and I hope. Last night I took a half a sleeping pill fairly early on. I realized I was tired, and I was like, well, how come I don't fucking sleep then? And I woke up at 3 something, and then, did shit on my phone for a brief, like, half hour, and then took another half a sleeping pill and zonked out till almost sunrise. It was great. I slept well. That's probably why I'm functional today and doing kick-ass things that will pay off. Uh, uh, it's really weird because normally I don't like to clean up anything ever. It's like a switch went off in my head. It said, clean up all this fucking crap. And it's odd. I'm fine with it, obviously. Oh, there's a thing I was looking for. Good. That just happens, I guess, when you don't have a really hardcore system where everything has to go. And then you can always debate that. You can always change it. But I would love to even see a set of kitchen rules which were written down really well. And you talk about how each type of thing is either used or not used in every context. Ow, ow, fuck. There's a mushroom book. I was writing an answer on Quora. I never finished it. The answer is published, but it's half done. I don't know well, maybe, I don't know how much done it is, but I was writing down cool mushrooms. We got here. This might be still usable as a candle. It's pretty fucked up and disgusting inside, though. It's worth a shot, though. Why not? It'd be nice to sit down here. Too bad that there are so many trees in the way, but those trees are currently still surviving because, well, some of them won't be surviving. But I'm never going to have a view here. I have to build another building, which is what I'm going to do. This one is not meant for inside view right here. A couple big candles over there. Oh. I was going to set up a spot to paint right here. It didn't really pan out because I was just not able enough, really. It was too hard to go anywhere, get up out of anything, and get into anything. And, but I still set up. I mean, it's dirty as fuck, but it can get clean. And this could become an amazing place to paint and see some trees and have some light, you know, nice kinds of light during some of the day or something. Uh, got a cool horse antler here. I want to collect a variety of objects that show off the forest. Here's where it connects to the skull, right? Because there are deer out here. And in fact, I have to walk up to a spot where the dogs were messing with a deer. And I want the bones or skull or something. Uh, get him away, dog. Get him away. If I had some tequila, I would spike this pleasant drink with a shot of tequila or two, or better yet, actually mezcal, because nearby there's a mezcal place, right? And that would be better. I like to support local businesses. I want to buy as locally as possible. And of course, if you were me, you would say, hey, why don't you make your own mezcal? And the reason is, even though I'm growing magueys, right? I'm growing the plant. There are two species of plants I have that are useful for that here to make mezcal. I just don't have my systems in place. Their systems are good. And it's not hard to move the pinas from the magueys in a pickup truck to the place that has all the, equipment set up and they're set up to do it. If I was going to do that, I would be more inclined to buy agave syrup made from magueys, right? And then make a super pulque and also make a maguey out of that. And I would need a distiller, obviously, for the second part. The super pulque would be brewed like mead or wine or beer with a mixture of techniques, and we'd have to do some thinking. It depends on what kind of sugars they are in the agave nectar. The cool thing is the agave nectar is produced in bulk, and so we could actually buy either 5-gallon drums of that or the smaller 55-gallon drum, but there's a smaller one. I don't know how many gallons that has. But I like the smaller ones quite a bit. They seem easier to move, and I bet they're hard to move anyway. You need a really good dolly and stuff and some muscles and, but I'd rather manhandle around a little one than try and deal with a 55-gallon drum. I don't even know how that works. And then the drums could be useful afterwards, obviously, and we want to figure out how to turn those into as many useful things as possible. Anyway, we've been planting magueys for years, and now we're getting better at it. So I have an unknown number right now here. It's probably, I don't know, 100? 300. I don't know. It's really hard to count them because a lot of them are in remote locations. And hi, Coco baby. Hi, Coco baby. Yeah, you good doggy. You choose your battles. And I like those guys over there anyway. They're real nice. In Apongio, that's where Palomas mensajeras. You can look that up. It's in Apongio. You can also try and figure out how to actually spell that. If you put a Rongaricuro in there, that'll help. Good luck. You'll learn these names if you want to. They're fun names. I like the names of places around here. There's some long, funny ones across the lake. There's short ones. There's lots of Quaros. Quaro means place of. So Pátzcuaro means place of the pots. I don't know what pots is. Rongaricuro, my favorite Quaro. means it's unclear, apparently. And somebody knows better than I do. So go Google that and then look for someone who knows more than I do. But I've heard a variety of things like place of waiting and place of the tower, like where you're in a tower waiting for something, and also the place of hope. So like your waiting is a type of hope related thing. So those are actually kind of seem related. And it used to be a kind of a crossroads for the Prepicha people. There was stuff in different upper areas up there. Those folks went down to the coast. They went all the way down to Zihuatanejo, which is a pretty nice place. It was like Zihuatanejo, the bay there was considered like a place of kings, and that's a good place to pick. I like that place. It's. I wish it had been designed a little differently, and I have some design suggestions of what they could still do, but they're pretty locked into their current design. So I guess I could make my observations, and then maybe somewhere else could get designed differently. And that would include projects done by Phonatour. I have suggestions for them if they're interested. I have ideas of how they could build places that were very not costly to run, that were an environmental net benefit, and that people had experiences there in nature that they can't have anywhere else. You want to be really careful there, and it's actually better if you could take semi degraded land, of which there's a lot, and then create it so it was like the native lands around there. Like, in other words, propagate native plants in a way, obviously, it doesn't hurt the source area, and then fill out the natural semi degraded land. Starting with completely degraded land would be difficult for what I'm imagining because it would take decades and ultimately perhaps generations to really generate what I'm imagining. I have all sorts of ideas for Fona Tour. I think that the Mexican coast is this massively valuable thing. I was just talking to my friend about this, and I was mentioning it to him. It was in Spanish, so I'm a little limited sometimes when I speak in Spanish. But there's a law in Mexico that foreigners cannot own land on the coast, and I think that's a good idea. I do own land here, but I'm not on the coast. I'm far, far, far away. Also, you can't own land within 100 kilometers of the border, and that's generally referred to as the restricted zone, which is what we'll do then. Uh, this is to keep foreign interests from coming in and owning everything in Mexico. All the beaches, which is one of the most valuable things it has. I mean, it has tons of beaches that aren't totally cold. Like even the beaches in Washington, I love them. They're great, and I recommend them highly. But you wouldn't go there during almost any time of the year, except a brief time in the summer, to just kind of frolic about. You might go camping if you're very studly, but no, it's just that's when no one does it. Also, it's kind of it's quite a drive to get out there, but from the larger population centers, Tacoma, Seattle, Olympia. Um, but I think so. So I like that law. It is true that foreigners can lease land from a trust that's set up through a lawyer, and they're they get the lease and it can be transferred to an heir, I believe, which is pretty cool. So there's ways to sort of pseudo own it. I don't really trust those, and you would have to look into them. It's called a fidelicimo or something. I don't know. I don't read words that long, and but it's a land trust, and so I think it officially goes for 99 years. I'm not sure. I don't know what happens after the 99 years is up. There have been some legal changes and that kind of thing. One good thing also, well, the reason I think that's good is because seriously, the world would just buy up all the beaches, and it just I don't know. It feels weird, and I can understand why a country would want to keep its resources in the area. There's already issues with rich people, controlling beaches when they're supposed to all be public. All the beaches in Mexico are supposed to be public. Um, so even if I was a U.S. citizen, which I would like to become, some big to-do items that are difficult first. Uh, I would not buy land on the coast, I don't think. I just rent it. I would go down and rent from somebody and stay in a, regular type place. Maybe even drive down if I had a vehicle pretty good. My van's not going to go down there. It's not in good enough condition to make it down there. But if there was a way to bring like a pickup truck load of firewood, uh, we could have some cool fires on the beach in Nexpa. Nexpa, I think, is where I would want to stay. Um, I would want to bring a gas stove and a vehicle that could make runs into Caleta de Campos, and hopefully their friends would be staying at the same time in Caleta de Campos. That'd be cool. That'd be a great beach trip. Kind of invite a whole bunch of people to those two spots. It'd be very fun. Um, because one of them has better housing than the other, and I don't know. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I wonder what I started talking about in the first place. Anyway, I'm tired and happy. Like I have hope that things can get better. And this is my second day doing good bunch of stuff. And we'll see what tomorrow holds. I guess my decision is to go to town or not. It's a real tough one. The thing is, I could stay here and supervise the cleaning up of this crap on the porch, which actually I could supervise real quick. These guys know what they're doing anyway. It's not rocket science. Uh, I can't tell what I should do. Uh, is this cleaned up enough in here that they could clean it up? That's a good question. Yeah, it is. Or at least, make a pass on it. I don't feel like it's most efficient. I feel like I should do more work first. Yeah, I should. Does that mean I'm going into town tomorrow? I don't have an appointment for Frida, which is all right. No big deal. Um, I'll have a bunch of food tomorrow, which makes me think, fuck that. I'll just go in Thursday. That gives me more time to communicate with people. Um, and I guess I could spend more time moving stuff around and cleaning up. I still got plenty of even easy things I can do to improve things. And wow, it's going to be an interesting winter. I tell you, look at all my awesome books over here. Yeah, it's a whole wall of books, all related to the project in some way, or mostly all related. Uh, I need to rebrowse some of these. It's been a long time since I got them, and some of them, some of them I got a lot out of, and I still remember it. Some of them I could. There's my big plant book. Yep. Yeah. I wonder if my friend would want to look through that. It's a really big book. See how big it is? It's heavy. It is the A to Z garden plants. Used for lifting weights. This has so much information about a whole bunch of kinds of plants, some of which I have, and some of which I have a really hard time remembering. I wonder if they have this in Spanish. I would love to give this book to my friend, and that might help him out quite a bit. Wow, a lot of cool books here. They're kind of disorganized. They're sort of organized a little bit, but you know how that goes. They tend to get disorganized over time. So, what do you use space for, really? I think this is a great space for a couple desks. I think that they should be separated from each other. And really, I think that only people in whoever's pod is really running this location should be in it. But then you wonder, like, where would they be? Like, would I almost wall off this section here? That's not a bad idea. It's crazy, but that becomes the entryway and store, and this becomes a very small office for people who are in the same pod. In this case, my pod. And then I've got a spot to sleep in there for a very heavy sleeper if I was upstairs, because I walk around. I can't help it. And so most people should not sleep in this area down here. Yeah, I need to get back on the damn computer. I've been using my phone, for things. And that is not good enough. I will tell you that much. So it's going to get dark again. I'm going to turn on the light here. Get electricity I can. Whatever charge those batteries have, which is not much. I want to save that so I can make it all night. And another Sagacio bottle. I'm saving my Sagacio wine bottles because, a bunch of guys work up there, and some guys come down and they give me those bottles for free. I get to drink a bottle of wine for free. And red wine for me is very valuable because I never buy it here. It seems overpriced to me. Maybe I should become like a connoisseur of Mexican wines. That would be actually great. It would also be an excuse to travel. And I would go and taste the wind. God damn it. It's easy to forget there's wind when you're putting shit places. Yeah, I can't have a fire out here. There's a potential to put a wood-fired cook stove out here. I do not know where it would go. It is possible it would go right over here under this roof. And it has a nice to the smoke tube out too. It would make it smoky on a porch up there. That might be a flaw in the design, or it could be kind of cool. Who knows? I don't know. Look how beautiful it is out here. It's like a perfect temperature right now. Cool. I found some reading glasses that are not broken. That is great. They were donated by a friend of mine who was real good at buying things at thrift stores. In fact, I asked her if she wanted to do an interview about that, about thrifting, going to thrift stores, buying things used hand, and the various types of that, and how she makes decisions about what she thinks is valuable for her, and how she evaluates quality and all that. I forgot what she said, but maybe that will happen. In the meantime, I'll put those over there because I kind of need them, I need to buy some more phone cables for my phone because I put chargers in a couple spots, but then I don't know. I need to make sure I don't leave chargers on either. Although I've noticed they don't get warm, so maybe they don't have a ghost load. That'd be good to learn about. Well, that's a stupid spot for that. The spot it was at was better for now. I got a lot of shit to clean up here. Hi, honey. You like your blanket? Yeah. I didn't give it to her. She took a blanket. She decided it was hers. And now it is. Because that's awesome. I want her to be happy and comfy. Just like me. I want to be happy and comfy. Alright, so I'm going to shut off charging this shit. Grab this little guy here. Maybe I can look at my notebooks at night and figure out what I'm supposed to do. I'd rather do that with the computer running so I can just enter it in the computer. Another option is actually to talk to somebody who loves the project, likes me, and can think about ethics and understand terminology and that I trust to some degree. That's pretty rare. To actually, this would be cool. For them to be talking with me on webcam. We would both be on the computer, and I can talk faster than I can write. I'd like to get the videos of clips of things I've said about various topics here that relate to this project or my views on things or how I think the world can work in a better way. And how I'm implementing that and what I've learned in that process. I think that's absolutely critical because lots of people think the same thing when they don't know what they're talking about, That's how things work. They're quite certain of themselves if they're ignorant. One sec, I gotta grab some crap. One thing I gotta do is wow. Just say wow. One thing I gotta do is put up different wireless routers and hook up the incoming signal to a splitter on which I can put a variety of wireless routers that I can then switch on or off with a power strip. Really easy to do. And one of those should be on the other side of the wall in the direction of the doghouse. There's already a hole in the wall because some carpenters made it, some carpinteros, some woodpeckers back through the wall. I also did that over here too. But that one's in the direction. I could put a shelf out there and stick a wireless router underneath the eaves of the thing and run it out there in one day. I could easily set that up. The better thing to do is probably to get a wireless router at the actual doghouse and then run it through the silver box things to get over there. I don't know if that's necessary, you know, especially if I've got other connections available. Then I could have a wireless just for me in this case, or whoever's living here. And that's one that they can, you know, leave on if they shut off the other ones. I also want wireless out on the porch. I want it to be real fast, and that's for me and anybody. Um, and you know, that would be pretty cool. They don't use a lot of electricity, it turns out, and so being able to provide better wireless signal more often and in different ways would be really great. Like I would love that if the View wireless signal goes on at the times that the View service is open on that porch and in that entryway. That would be pretty cool. You know, when I talked maybe blocking off the midway on that room down, I think a bed would still fit in it. In other words, I could make a small room someone could actually live in. The sun came up really massively on, and how that could be done is unclear. I don't know what the best use of the room is, but it would entail making a wall and a door, and having a bed in there that was good. Uh, then the question is, do we leave that window open or not, or as it is? Um, I would suggest putting either curtains over it, or I could spray it with that translucent stuff, which I hate to do because it's such a nice spot to sit and watch the trees, really. It's one of the only enclosed nice views I have like that. I could make them around the lodge actually, but it would require probably metal work to be done to make a secure, good window there. Multiple large windows, it would be very costly. Um, a long time ago, I asked a metal guy if he wanted to do it. He said, "Yeah, I can do that." And I gave him measurements of one to do. And I think there was, I don't know, when I first got here, my communication was poor and they didn't know who the fuck I was. And so on both sides, I think we've gotten used to each other and how we communicate. And so now I can get pretty good metal work done, I think. Uh, I should actually hire some from my friend Buddha. I have several ecological projects I would actually like him to work on. And I'd like to give him projects where he's going to then go and take the design and sell the product. That'd be really cool. That's a huge win. Let's say it's a cool, better way to cook wood on a fire that replaces the three stone method. That it makes a tipsy pot, depending. Uh, Metal's very reliable, you know. All right. So what's next? Oh man. I think uh, what is light bulb? Oh, do I have a thing over there? Let me see if I have a thing. I need a pull chain thing for the kitchen. I need one real bad. if I do use that router I mentioned, I'm not sorry, it's kind of a, I guess, is it still called a router? Yeah, it's not a wireless router, but it splits the internet signal out. So I have one incoming signal, right? I want to have cables going out of that to every wireless location I want to have. One of them is going to be in this room in the middle. That's where it's going to be. It could be on that side of the room to cover both these rooms. Okay, cool. It could be that this is the ideal use for this space is actually a couple that sleeps well, that and gets along really well, and can provide as many functions for the view host role while also managing functions other people handle. Because I believe the view is such a critical location, as is the lodge, that really we have to stop thinking about as a host, right? Now, of course, there should be a host, but that host should be actually managing the known and scheduled activities of a whole bunch of other people who just come and make shit magically work. Like lighting fires. There is no reason that the view host also has to run that fire. Hosting fires is a special skill, and it needs to fit in with the host of the space it uses. For example, there are three excellent fire spot locations here. They are perfect for fires to happen. Uh, I think, and I'm making more where there wouldn't be any. And I'm going to really work on that. The biggest issue is seating. And for that, I recommend actually a metal outdoor furniture seating. Although sometimes the ground is very soft, it seems like. So I don't know. I think there can be an evolution of fire pits too, where we have an end goal, and then we figure, okay, what are we going to do right away? Like I can't buy 50 metal chairs that are outdoor chairs. And so what I should start with is getting really good at making wood rounds to sit on that are the right height and angle for a butt. That's it. And I don't know what the optimal angle is. I think it's slightly forward. It's not flat, especially not if the rim of the thing digs into your legs. So I'm talking about just a wood round that's on the ground. Uh, it could even turn into a Swedish torch later if you wanted to. You could cut grooves in it and make this cool controlled fire thing. They're pretty cool. You can look up Swedish torch if you want. I think I talked about it a little bit the other day. God damn it. Oh, man. That's why that cable doesn't work. I would not have suspected that. This was cut at exactly the spot that a mouse would run across. Hey, there's a cable right there. I'm going to cut it. You fucking mouse. As for the design up here, I'll keep that private, and I'll talk to talk through that design with anybody who comes here. I can think of one, two, oh, that's way better. Yeah, move that shit. I can think of a bunch of design changes to make here and ways to have desks and beds. I want, I could set it up for four people, maybe able to fit. It's actually better. I've got a single up here, I believe, and I've got a double. It's not a queen, I don't think. Either one of those is wide enough for me, by the way. Although now that I got my puppy in my damn bed, and she likes to cuddle in hard against me sometimes. So actually, she's learning to get a little bit more distant, which I like. And I'm gonna make her own bed. She's gonna have like a bed stand, dog bed, and I'm gonna be able to have a little door I can open or something, so I can decide whether she can come in or not. And if I say get back to bed, then she goes back to her own bed, because you know sometimes she's dirty, or maybe I just don't feel like having her there. Now, right now, the truth is it's cold, and she's cute, and she loves in the bed. She comes up and wiggles and says, "Oh, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up," and then she doesn't get close enough to pick me up, and then she wants to play because she still has energy, and I'm like, no, and I calm her down. So she's learning rules really well, actually. She's becoming very well behaved by my standards. I'm a little lax, probably, you know. The only real big bummer is I haven't taught her any circus tricks. That's a pretty horrible tragedy, actually. Right now, she's just sitting on the blanket. Let's go outside a little bit more, shall we? We shall. This is an overwhelming thing to look at, even. I mean, I got a fucking chemical spill over here of some stuff that kills mosquitoes. I don't want to even touch it. I need like a hazmat team to come in here and take care of this. But I am the hazmat team. So I guess what I'm gonna look for is, I have some newspapers. Maybe I'll get newspapers wet because those become garbage. I can burn them. I mean, I just don't want any poisons around little tiny dogs or big dogs either, for that matter. All right, can I go? Am I mesmerized by the strange objects around me? Yes, I am mesmerized. Oh, is this in English and Spanish? Oh, fuck yeah, man. These are great. Michoacan and Pátzcuaro. That's fantastic. We got two cool red things here. You want to come with me, honey? Come on. And I bet they're copyrighted, which does suck. But you know what? I could actually sit there and use a bunch of sources and then figure out what seems common among them and what is true, say what is purely factual, and everyone says it. So I'm not really plagiarizing, I'm just stating known facts. And then I can interject my own interpretations based on what I find on the web, based on pictures or videos I see, or preferably based on first-hand experience. That would be the ideal, wouldn't it? So I'd like to travel more in Michoacan. I do like Pátzcuaro a lot. I would recommend, if on all these expat groups and shit, they call themselves expats instead of immigrants. Uh, I don't know the difference. I usually think of expats as people who go to a place to work, and so I would actually say there are expats and immigrants here by that definition from other countries, right? Obviously, both of them are. And there's even refugees. Uh, Gavin Saim, I don't know how to say his name. Gavin Seam, I don't know his name is. He moved down here. He actually got asylum as a political refugee of some kind, that he was going to be persecuted where he came from, and they let him in, which is cool. He does need, well, in the last video I saw, he really needs to work on his Spanish, because it's actually pretty painful to listen to. But, I shouldn't be criticizing. I make a lot of mistakes. Forgive me. So, hey, it's a really dirty towel. I could use that for a hazmat tool. Fuck. I really got to do this bullshit? Yeah, I do. Well, it's already so dirty that anything that goes on it won't make it worse. Well, it will make it worse. Good. Yeah. So, all right, I can do this. I need a bucket. A non-heavy bucket, preferably. How do we get this done? Okay, first of all, I can let it overspill. I've had leaks in this building before. That's really not a good idea right now. It's a bad idea, actually. All right. No, that needs to fucking... My God, I have a lot of dirty shit. All right. Am I going to clear up that hazmat zone or not? No, I'm not. I am fucking not. Maybe I'm done for the day. I think I might be done for the day. Maybe that's why I started live streaming. Maybe it gives me something else I can pretend is I'm doing is useful. There's the pants I was in when I fell off a fucking roof. Here's what's left of them. They got all chopped up by the paramedics, or not the paramedics, who was it that chopped these off me? I don't know. I was thinking about other shit, like, holy fuck, my legs are broken. And, yeah. I think I would have been more pissed off if I understood that, you know, almost a half years later, I am still not fully functional. But this level of functionality I have now, I'm very happy about. So, I guess I got to take what happens. It's just how it is. God, I wish I could get. I wonder if I could get a pizza delivery somehow. I have to get that figured out. That would help people who come here and visit quite a bit. They might want to order a pizza. Or maybe I should say to them, hey, this is a great place to bring a pizza and eat a pizza and offer me some slices. Although I'll eat the whole fucking pizza. Maybe I should just have them bring me a pizza. I should pay them for it. That's probably better. I don't like sharing stuff very much. It's not convenient. And it's not conducive to everybody having a very balanced interaction, which is really win-win because you're not trying to share as much. I think you should choose the things you share very carefully. I think about community and families, and especially intentional families. People who come together and they say, okay, look, we have these values, we want to make this space, we have these ways of living, and we would like to have a longer term relationship with other people who have similar values. That makes sense. But people are not very good at doing it, so it often seems to go poorly, right? It goes bad. Wind off the lake. I'm giving away these hula hoops right here. I told my friend to just take them. Actually, I told him just take the small ones or the medium ones. Don't take the biggest ones. That's because they're kind of hard to use. Maybe I should just give them all away. No, I need to at least have a couple as examples of how to make them. They're really cheap to make, by the way. It's just some kind of plastic black tubing or orange tubing. I like the orange better than the black. You know what? Because it doesn't look like the black tubing. And it looks visually just more exciting. It's a fucking bright color. By definition, it already has art on it. Black is not a great color to see. It's, yeah, the orange is, I think it's the same thickness. I hope it is. I don't know that. It just looks better. So orange is a solution. And I want to send both of them. One of them has electrical tape wrapped around it or some kind of a tape. I don't like that either because it looks ratty after a while. And so if it's going to be decorated, it shouldn't be decorated that way. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't know a better way to decorate it, Do you burn patterns into it? I don't think so. You want to fuck with the structural integrity of it. Do you put paint on it? Paint comes off, and it's a wiggly object. It's going to have a lot of flex. Some people have put sand in their hula hoop. We could make experiments where we make hula hoops of exactly the same size in the most popular size that whatever hula hoopers want. So find the best hula hoopers, and maybe you could do it too. If you're a hula hooper, you could do this experiment. Steal the idea. Go for it. You can credit me if you want. It's a simple idea. You have the same length of orange tubing. You cut them to the same lengths, right? You have your connector set up, and before you connect them together, you put in a variety of different substances into different ones. You try sand, you try water, you try whatever else hula hoopers say would be smart, and they should be asked what they think would be a potentially interesting thing. Who knows? Maybe it's BBs. But then, don't tell the hula hoopers which is which. Mark them with a mark, right? Just a simple mark that doesn't bias anyone. And then have each one of them try each one out and rate them as far as how they do. And also maybe even have people watching and a video camera that really can see how did they do with that hula hoop. And rotate it, each one through all of them. And they say, I am using hula hoop A or B or C or D, sure, that'll work. My review is this. And the key is we want them to find differences. The first time through, uh, you could just get them used to using them all. You could just run it through. You can still video it, and they can still have responses. So do it, and then they can say how they felt and how it feels to use a weighted hula hoop. Now you have some that don't have anything in them, right? That's a control. There's nothing in there. They will actually feel the weight difference probably if they're really sensitive to that, which they might be, but that's okay, no problem. They could even say it, but oh no, they shouldn't say right away because we don't want to bias the other people. Maybe we should at times have them together and at times separate them. Uh, they could go through like A, B, and C and try each one. And they could just be the camera, them, and a camera operator, director. Uh, and that way they're less biased. After everybody's done that and they've all made their reviews on what's the best thing, we could actually learn what's the best thing to put in a hula hoop. I like it. I don't know how waterproof those ends are, the connectors, but sometimes they come unconnected. Those have to be made really well. Make two tubes go over it, and it's very difficult, and then you heat it so that it heat shrinks into it. That's what I recall. But it was a long time ago we made those dang hula hoops. The thing is this, I've got toys laying around in this case, and I could cause a hula hoop craze in Yotatiro, and I could even go over there and say, hey, there's a competition. So that'd be really fun. I'm shitty at hula hooping and not really interested in fixing that. I'll play around with one if there's a good person here and I feel like making people laugh. That's a really nice cloud formation. Those are pretty clouds. It's a great time of evening for a walk. I don't even know what time it is, but it's because of that cloud. Right now, it would just be direct, harsh sunshine, and it would actually be kind of annoying. So, well, I'm about to shut down my recharging stations. I have locations where I can recharge things, right? Uh, uh. I think it's weird that people see a different Brian when I have a beard or not. I've experienced that before, all my life actually. Even when I was a tiny kid, right? For a bit, I had long hair when I was like 5 year old, right? And I had embroidered clothes that my mom hand embroidered because she's a loving hippie mother. And then she sent me to a school that I was supposed to go to, uh, and I had when I first got there, the janitor said to me, "Hello there, little girl," and he was trying to be friendly, probably. That's a good janitor. Unfortunately, that was not my actual gender, and I did not really know much about the difference between little girls and little boys. But I did know that I was a little boy, and so I did not like that. So I didn't like school since the minute I got there. Ah, 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 fuck. I was generally under socialized anyway. Ah, there's my good lighting. I think the thing to do with these Facebook videos, Facebook Live videos, is to download them and then upload them as YouTube videos as well to protect them and to provide them to people who want to edit them. Because I don't know if other people can download my Facebook videos or not. I guess it's I can decide whether it have to be unlisted or not. I think I forget. But you probably know that. You want to play a game? Of course you do. Why not? See that stack of rocks over there? Let's go take a really close look at it. What I'm going to do is try and pique your creative interest in imagining any and all uses. Any and all uses for this stack of rocks. They're really pretty. Here, I'll try and get a really nice view on them for you. There it is. Okay, you need a sense of scale, so I will be your sense of scale. Ouch! Fuck! God damn it! That's dumb. What a dumbass. So these are pretty good-sized rocks, and what's cool about them is that they have really nice shapes. They have pleasant edges. There are sharp edges, and there's also curved edges. These are just a real wide variety of very cool rocks, and I think that every one of them. Look at that. I actually think that every one of them should be cleaned up. I know they have moss on them and stuff, and actually we shouldn't clean them up first. Maybe there's some we want to have moss on them. I don't know. But we can just start examining each one. Like this one is chipped on the corner, and it looks different underneath. Should we scrub these with a brush? Maybe. I mean, let's see the rock underneath. I can see the dirt, and I don't know how much dirt there is. They didn't come from here, but these rocks could be useful for. The guy I know used them to build things that were really pretty, like kind of artistic things in the forest here. And I could get tons more of them and do that kind of thing. I'd love to do it. Right now, what I'm thinking about is the very simplest uses. You know what I'd like to do is immediately separate out also types of rocks. Like rocks that if you can lay them down and they have a flat side that faces up. That's a useful thing to know about a rock, isn't it? You lay it down and it has a place that faces up. This rock right here, right? It does have slopes on the sides, but the top is actually flat. It's almost tempting. Maybe it's a brilliant idea. You know how a lot of games, board games, computer games, they're based on a board that is computer generated, like a landscape. I love these kind of games. You know, like Civilization was one. Well, there's been a bunch. You know, I like Age of Empires. I like a little app I'm playing right now, even though it has so many annoying, dumb bugs. I'm not talking things where it just crashes. I'm talking bad design decisions, and I think English is their second language, which is fine, but they need to contract with somebody to fix their language if they wish to do it in English. Just come on. I sometimes know what they mean, sometimes I don't really know what they're talking about. But, and then, yeah, there's some other basic glitches. Anyway, so back to this thing. It would be a crazy idea to figure out how rocks can be arranged in a way to best form a reformable landscape. And then have different rocks have different things on them. I think you've got your landscape at that point. We could turn it into a virtual landscape. And then use imaging, 3D image the stack, whatever it is, however it turned out. And then have that smoothed almost. Into a game-like virtual landscape. We would then put down markers of some kind, some way to indicate uh, where city locations were, where road locations were, and have a big board game war on it. But it should be mimicked in the virtual world as well. Each rock has its own ID. Artificial, I mean, just vision, image recognition systems can easily distinguish in a database of known rocks, all of which have been photographed and 3D modeled. It knows exactly how to render the rocks. And see, with these other hexagonal ones, I'm going to make into a Settlers of Catan board, which actually right now I could probably find Settlers of Catan online and try and lay one of those out right now. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I wish I had a tripod. Not having a tripod really sucks. Well, here's the deal. I'm going to try and go to another app without losing you. But I wanted to make a Settlers of Catan board, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, there's the first tile right there. Let's grab a bunch more. 2, 3. 4. There's a stick in the way. 5. Now my plan isn't ultimately to make this thing on the ground. My plan is to build a special table for it, because it would, with these tiles, it would make a pretty big table. But the players could still sit at it. We could have webcams monitoring the whole game. Make sure that the players don't have earpieces in, so we maintain the integrity of the game. But if you can do that with a chess game, you can do it with this. There's software that could probably beat the shit, I bet, out of a human player. The software could be programmed with simple algorithms to evaluate very early on placement. Placement is absolutely critical in the game. You could fuck up on placement of your cities and roads, your initial two that you have, and you lose. That's it. I mean, you may as well not play the game. Play the game anyway, because, it's no fun. But I almost am tempted to make changes to Catan, but I don't care. I'm just going to build the board. That's all I want to do. And then we'll see what happens from there. We could always complexify it, We could take out the turn limits, the score of 10. We could make places that were inside the tile, right? Like we're not city, because the thing about the hexagonal format of Settlers of Catan is that the cities and roads are between tiles. They're not on the tile. Usually the thing in the actual game that's on the tile is the value of the tile and what the heck it is. I'm actually okay at the game, I think. This tile's going to get rejected because it's not in good shape. It is too beat up. Well, it's coming together bit by bit. The other thing is, I love the hexagonal format type board. It leaves a lot of options for variations in movement among pieces. And I believe that it's a great board to actually invent a lot of other kinds of games on. And, Settlers of Catan uses the way the tile meets, but one problem I have already is that this board is bigger than I think. because I forgot the ports, right? That's a bummer. Maybe I can make fairly small looking ports, and the players will still notice them, of course. I've almost got one side done. The tabletop nature of it I really like because bending down to this tile level is fairly annoying. I think I've only got two more to go. This is great. I've been wanting to do this for years. I want to actually have a Settlers of Catan tournament. I want to have an announcer that translates what everybody says. But the ideal is if both players speak both English and Spanish. I think it would be a watchable tournament because people like to second guess things, right? And also if I have, interesting people playing. Okay, let's get that other one out of the way. Okay. So I'm imagining a square table, but it doesn't have to be. I'd almost rather it be round, I'm imagining it's concrete and has its legs set up so that you really favor the two players. The two players should be able to reach, let's see, if this was up here, if this was a table, could I reach anywhere? Unclear. I think we can improve on the original board, and I should really look at some pictures of Settlers of Catan boards that people have made, because I know that people have made fancy ones, kind of like what I'm thinking about. I don't know exactly how they did it, and I should probably look at more pictures. What I'm thinking is that this thing right here, right? See how pretty that is? It just looks pretty. The actual board itself will be neutral, mostly, probably. I don't know. Maybe there's some black and white things. Maybe we invent chess-like things. Maybe we try and play chess on it. I don't know. No, there's no reason to get locked into chess. I should have a chess playing as well, but I want something more interesting. I want something that has a little bit of randomness in it. Has a lot of skill. Anyway, Settlers of Catan thing would be fine to start with. But it's the same event. We could also try out different games that anyone in the world could come up with. It'd be really fun. It'd be funner with a group, obviously. People, you can do this yourself, right? But I really want good webcam footage on the game board. I want people to make commentary if they want from afar. It'd be nice if we could broadcast 2 streams at least. I don't know how much bandwidth I have, or how much I want to dedicate, but if there was a cool game going on, especially if we had like a tournament list and, it gets narrowed down, like you go against somebody and if you lose, then you're out and that other person continues on to the next part of the tree, like they do in chess. I almost don't like that because I feel like in any one game you can get screwed. And if it was really just a crazy Settlers of Catan fest, right? And anybody can, have a game that's official and they have an official there who's watching it and it's recorded. They at least video it, even if it's not being broadcast live. We know who won the game. It was a straightforward game done with a big enough board to record and everybody's friendly, It's not fucking, I don't even think we should have a prize. I think the prize should be that you're the best. That's it. That's all you get for your labor. I don't like the commercialization of gaming that much. I don't think. I understand why it happens, but it's just like sports and stuff. I like it local. I'd rather throw a chess tournament in a tiny town near me than have anything to do with some big chess tournament thing. I could kind of do that though. You know what? All I need is a couple tables that are portable. I have a van to haul them in, and there's lights in the basketball court, and it can be done on a Sunday anyway. Just check in and make sure that space isn't being utilized, and then say, hey, you know, uh, sit down and play, and just start recording like who plays who and who won. Just publish it. Publish it on the Facebook page, make a spreadsheet, whatever. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and we don't have to record every game at all. But it would be fun to know. You know, I don't know if there's a Settlers of Catan app, but I should get on it. I think I was on it, and I think it had real people on it, and it took me a while to figure that even out. And I did pretty well, actually. I do fairly good on the game. I need to get a little smarter. I think that initial placement where you decide, it's a lot of factors. There's a whole bunch of factors on your very first selection of your location, and it depends on whether you're the first person. Here's how it goes, okay? If you don't know the game. Uh, in the original placement, right, there's a random assignment uh, on the board of resources. And each one has a type of resource, and the number on it is that the person who is adjacent to that, they have a town adjacent to it. They're going to have two towns to start with. If they're adjacent to that numbered resource, that if the dice gets rolled and it's that number, then they receive a card that represents that particular resource. It's kind of cool. I don't want to describe all the rules of it, okay? There's other people for that. My plan with this board, though, is that I want to have paper mache things sit on top. And I want them to be, you know, strongish. I want them to be grabbable so that they're not that hard to move in place. They have to have a flat spot. They can have a flat spot that really syncs up well with the other tile, because we really want a road thing to fit in there really well. And that might even make them easier to grab, because when the road thing isn't there, it's gone. And the road is probably a cut stick, just like it is in the big game, except that, yeah, it's just a cut stick. It's a 2x2 at most. No, it's probably less. Yeah. So I have to like make mountains for ore, green places for sheep, yellowish things for wheat. What else is there? Stone. Stone is very important. We use the regular cards, or we make our own. It doesn't matter, but I just assume use regular cards. The cards are the interface of people with it. Someone watching the game, if it was a game that was being videoed, preferably somebody here, but it doesn't have to be, should be saying who moved where and who placed what where, and they'd probably have to understand a numbered system of all the locations on the board. So I don't know. This might be a cool thing for an augmented reality thing. Like what if I could look at it with my camera and see like extra things about it? It'd be pretty cool. I really don't know if I would change any rules or not. The thief is pretty harsh. Once you're ahead, it's hard to stay there. And if you stay there long enough, then you fucking dominate and win. So it has this, I put this in a computer game I made once, where it was difficult, and then, yeah, you get ahead, and it actually makes you more vulnerable for a variety of reasons. And certainly Settlers of Catan does this. And then once there's a tipping point, and you haven't been killed off for some reason, you can pretty quickly end the game, which I really like. I really appreciate that, because there's nothing worse than a game that goes on after you know it's over, you know? It sucks. I don't know how to handle the numbers very well. I don't like them. They're ugly. The numbers go on the resource tiles, right? So, I don't know. What a beautiful thing, though. Who knows what I could do with that? The rock idea is harder. Uh, do I paint on the rock like little roads and stuff and turn them into a permanent landscape that all fits together in some way? And then maybe even cob between them and have like walk into it. That's one thing. But I need it to be very connected. I think what that means is blobs separated by a sea, and the sea is represented by the people. I mean, that's where the people go, is in the sea. And that there's kind of continental blobs, like, some of the games I played have this, where there's a connecting thing to another blob, or there isn't, but sometimes there is. And the players can cross across that, and the people, the humans, can walk over the straits, really, over the landmass, the isthmuses, is that it? Isthmus? I forgot all my landforms. Uh, Isthmus, right? Oh well. Anyway, and you can make it really big. Actually, that'd be really fun. Like try and make some continents out of these rocks, and perhaps even do it with more, and have them be semi-movable and stuff, so you can continue to change and change the board, but have a base layer of what ocean is, what is open to people, and what is not, and maybe even design that in a way that you have almost player areas more in the interior, and maybe even chairs for them. I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, ultimately, the spectators should be virtual anyway, mostly. And then I do have to have places for spectators. I could have roles for spectators. That'd be even better. Like have a lot of people helping play this game. If you want to watch it, you got to help make it. So like right now, with this stack of rocks, which I was just planning for rock stacking. I was just thinking we would stack them up and take them down, and we'd take photos. Kind of Andy Goldsworthy stuff, but a little more simple. I mean, for now, I could just have people do whatever the hell they want. But it is tempting to especially if I had more of them, to make really larger landscapes, fantasy landscapes. Of course, it's also just tempting to take these kind of rocks, clean them up, paint them, bright colors or any color, and write cool words on them. Where's Frida? Frida, what are you doing? My tea got cold. Talk too much. Let's get into the whole competition thing. I think most gaming is dumb and boring. On the other hand, if it serves as a focal point for a group of people and some of them participate and some don't, and if a lot of people love it online, why not? Why not? Win to have a good time. So I have mixed thoughts on Settlers of Catan. There was somebody mentioned to me, it was Piedra Bruja, one word, that means stone witch. Piedra Bruja. And they do actually gaming events. I think I should see how the Bosque Village would do a gaming event, and then have a little bit of that all the time, and pick fans of a particular game. I know that there's one game, it's made by the same people who made Pokemon. I don't understand it, but I would invite players of it here. They make nodes and they fight against each other and all this kind of shit. And it would be great to have them actually come during parts of the year here, come here and play. And whatever rules there are, there's rules about how you play it. I think you're not supposed to actually play it on private land, but there's roads around here that are public, and there's public locations, and I can just see a really fun virtual war here among these odd kind of geeks. And I like the augmented reality stuff, and it seems cool. I still want to make a virtual Bosque. I will take anyone's advice on how to do that, especially if they want to help me out or hook me up with somebody who knows about it. Uh, I want to have the whole terrain mapped, and then I want to map out forests, even individual trees, magical trees in many cases. I want to have people be able to walk around here, live broadcast a video like I'm doing right now, and that can be seen by anyone later as they scroll through the area or they follow my camera. It could be they're following my camera. And so they scroll through my camera footage or they scroll through the footage that was taken at a location. And they could be looking in almost any direction. And the UI can note, where the next thing is. It can almost scan through to the next piece of data. Of course, the whole place has to get captured really well. And one problem is it does change some, but that's okay. Reality changes. And that's exciting. It's very exciting here. You think we're walking to town? We're not. The sun is almost down. Really wish I had a webcam on. Sunrise mainly, and then sunset would be secondary. Or maybe secondary would be one that somebody just walks up to and can start talking at. But everybody's got their own webcam anyway, don't they, if they've got Wi-Fi? So, I don't know. For the people that don't got that, I could offer it to them. There were some Burning Man camps a long time ago that kind of had elements of that. I also like the telephone where you can talk to God, especially since I looked around real carefully and I figured out where their actual camp was. They had buried cables to it, or they were doing wireless. I don't know how they were doing it. And people would come and sit down. It was on the Esplanade, and they would talk to God. They would, pick up the phone, and you can see the person who's in the phone booth. Well, I figured out where the camp was, so I went over there and said, "Hey, can I be God?" And I don't know, we chatted a little bit probably. I don't remember. Maybe they just said, "Have a seat." Mm, that is the perfect temperature right there. It's strong too. I like it pretty strong. Give me wuss ass food. The sun looks like the moon. Anyway, I've talked about that virtual idea and a lot of other things. I think for now, all I can do is invite people who broadcast a lot of data, and I wonder if Google Street Side or is that Microsoft? There's Side Street, right? Street Side Streets. I don't know. I wonder if they ever take and have somebody with a backpack or vehicle go around a private area. It would be amazing to make a virtual environment out of this whole place. Uh, and to be able to see the changes over time, even to be able to see the changes in the seasons. Because I can go around and take a lot of pictures of stuff, and that will indicate a lot how it's changed for another time of the year. I wish I had that kind of documentation for the whole time I've been here. Every forest fire, every pine beetle plague infection, you know, the times when I've cut down a tree so I could have internet access. I got to go to town and pay my fucking internet bill. Sorry if you're watching this and pissed off at me. I'll be down soon, working on it. Uh, and yeah. Tomorrow starts a new day and I'm not ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm totally ready. I got so much crap to do, it's ridiculous. I'm just blown away looking at it. And I got to get a concrete floor out here because it's too damn dusty. Well, I can't live out there very well. It's all right. Leaves all over the floor in here. There shouldn't be a lot of plant matter near an entryway, and there should be a lot of wind protection around entryways. And should be shelving outside entryways and the inside, so you can put something down while you open the damn door. Ah, well, it could be worse. It has been worse. Has been worse? No, this is the worst it's ever been. Oh well, that's how it goes. Ah, ah. All right, what can I do? What can I do? Right now, we need a hamburger. I have some bean goo still. I have bean goo in a pan I can easily heat up, and that will fill me up till I ate it at 2:30 something. That will fill me up until morning easily. Bunch of food. It's not good food. That's unfortunate. Uh, 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 I guess I'm out of stuff. Could have made some coffee earlier. I'd still be going probably. But I didn't. That's okay. Hope you sleep really well. And I don't know who's watching this one. We're pretty far into it. If you find something interesting in any of my videos, you can also right click it or whatever. I don't know. People use phones now. I don't know what they do. You can paste the link to the location in the video that you're commenting on. And then you can post your comment and then paste the link and it'll go to exactly that spot. And then your comment will help index the entire video. And of course, we'll know your thoughts on that topic. And we can see what my thoughts are and you can say your thoughts. And that's a tiny fragment of a conversation. It would be nice if we had more excellent conversations. Pleasant conversations where everybody's real nice to each other, even though they fucking totally disagree with each other. Love your enemy is confusing. Jesus Christ, dog. Fucking. You're like a demon. What are you doing? Don't surprise the fuck out of me. Yeah, I see you. Okay, get away, get away, get away, get away. Get away. Not friendly, not friendly, not friendly. I'm not friendly, I'm not friendly. Arr, get away, get away, get away, get away. Get away, get away, get away, get away. Good girl. Goodbye. Holy fucking demon. It's a it's a dust demon. I guess the word dust devil's already taken. She's a little dust demon. She just surprised the hell out of me because I was just sitting here. She'd been napping somewhere. I didn't know where she was. And then she just suddenly shut her claws on my hand. Oh, the wind is so nice. Hi, honey. Hi, Coco baby. Hi there. Good boy, yeah. Okay, go away. Go away, go away, go away. If I have Coco over, then the puppy's like going ape shit around Coco. It's nuts. Get away. Man, what a dust storm. All right, everything is great. It's going to be windy. I should put my papers I have outside on something. Oh. It kind of makes me sad that everybody says that Seattle sucks now. You know, I heard about Seattle freeze stuff even back when I was super young. And it's true when I got to Seattle when I was 18 and I went to University of Washington. That was a lot of people from all over the place. And I moved up there from Gig Harbor, where I went to high school. Actually, it was in Purdy, Washington, Purdy, Purdy, Washington Peninsula High School. It was a good place to go to high school, but it was very different culturally, I think, from a city high school. And that was evident in our journalism conventions uh, on a few occasions. So uh, I loved city life, but I didn't really get to know Seattle better until I was out of college and working and doing other things, learning what is out there in the city. And I had a great time. It was wonderful. And I saw Seattle change in all kinds of ways. When I moved there, Belltown was all boarded up, mostly, and uh, really not a place that had any value to be. And Ballard was, I thought, pretty cool. It had the liquor store with the highest unit sales in all of the state of Washington, I believe. I, don't trust me on it. You'd have to look it up. It had some neat stuff. I liked Ballard right away. Ballard, Fremont, that whole thing. And now it's fancy, probably. Belltown obviously is super fancy. Like people, the kind of people that dress up for dinner are down there, or they. I mean, most native people from the area, uh, people born around here, highly prefer the single family dwelling, and people from other cities, generally speaking, this is my impression. I'm sure that it depends on the person and it depends on your family and all kinds of things. But I don't like to live in a skyscraper, really. I don't like skyscrapers very much. I think the highest building I would want to live in if I was living in an apartment or condo is about 4 stories. And I really think we have to start building mixed use buildings. I don't know what Seattle's doing, but I'm against like too much R1 rental housing. I think that I don't know. I have all kinds of thoughts on development of cities. My more important thing is what can I apply here? And I know what my values are more and more, and I got to write them up better. Or somebody else has to help me write them up. I'm actually looking for a mental assistant, like we work online. Uh, Somebody I can flirt with a little bit, probably, to be honest. Somebody I need to have interest in. We don't have to go anywhere with it, but I want to get to know somebody, you know, and that's a great way to get to know somebody. I could do that with more than one person and see how it pans out, see how it works out. Uh, but I think the wiki format is the way to go. And I have had wikis before and they crashed and burned, and I didn't like that. And I don't know how to fix them. And I put a lot of stuff in there that isn't polished enough, really. Um, One of the wiki things could be immediately to make a list of every video I've ever made on each channel, and then what its topics are, and have links to those topics, and have its, I don't know, length, uh, and then whether or not it's open, not, or Creative Commons, what its licensing is, and I'd like to give away as much of my face as possible. I'm going to be dead anyway. What do I care? And I think sometimes my thoughts are useful. I like to encourage other people to do that too. And in fact, that should be a feature on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live or on uploading any video. I I think the person doing it should be encouraged to do at least Creative Commons, and maybe release it as Creative Commons, and you can't change it. You can republish it, but you can't change it. If you're nervous about doing it, do that. I'm tempted to just make it open source. Like, I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's dangerous, probably. I'm not sure I'd do that. So I can't have a fire in this area at all because it's windy. I have no way to fix that currently. Uh, I did talk in some video about making a pit fire, digging down. I have a cedar wall fire I'm building over there to get rid of wind flow, and I still got some work to do on that. I'm growing a fire pit. Digging things really hard, and I'm not sure where I would do that at. Uh, and it could use slope. It could be dug into slope, and it could be dug into slope in a way that um, in a way that forest fire risk goes way down. It could do it over by the doghouse, but that may not be the best use of the area either. It's hard to tell. One thing I'd love to hear from people about, and I would love it if people made videos in response to parts of these things and just include a link to what you're responding to. Uh, I would love it if I wrote up my projects in such detail and utility that I could inspire a bunch of people who want to work on that part of the project. Because in general, I've had people who are just want to come here. Uh, First of all, I don't know most of them that well. It's very annoying. Hi, monster. You just paw at the chair with your claw of evil. Hi. You want to come up here? Let's walk around instead, okay? God damn. Because I got so many crazy ideas, and I'm open to other people's crazy ideas as long as we can organize them, fund them, have the supplies for it, the siting. I got tons of sites. I got space for public art, you know. I even got space, and potentially we can create things that allow for solar powered LED lighty blinky things. See a lot of that in Burning Man lately. It's not my preference generally. Uh, I'd prefer things that are more permanent. So when I compare like Burning Man sculptures to what I envision, the number one difference is that a Burning Man sculpture is built to be temporary. And some of them do travel around though. Some of them do have a life beyond Burning Man, which is really pretty cool. But I want to build on site and I want to build things that last. For example, and I believe I've talked about this in other videos, I want to have a volcano. And I want a volcano up here for people here, maybe on the far side. I'm not sure. But it needs to be in kind of a cleared space. So it's like we could do our first volcano up here, and I want it to be pretty damn impressive. I don't want a wussy ass volcano. It should not be shorter than me. That would be an absolute sin. It should be big enough that I can look at it and see it in all of its majestic glory. You know, that's tough up here because I'm going to have trees behind it no matter where I go. That's a real tough one. And I want it to be able to explode. I want to have area inside of it, like a tunnel that goes into it and then up. And I want to have there be spaces that you can load up so that fireworks, you can like load a thing with a firework and then or something, a charge, goo, and anything, I don't know, and then close a door that protects you, and maybe even have the whole thing so it can be wired up so that you can just press buttons and go through a sequence that makes it do things. One thing that could be part of it would be elephant toothpaste uh, with a red color, and use that as lava. Elephant toothpaste, look it up. I think it has something to do with Coca-Cola and putting menthol in it. Daddy fills a whole pool with that stuff. It goes crazy. He's made a bunch of goofy stuff. YouTubers are going nuts. Uh, and then maybe have targeted lighting behind where people would be looking at it, and flash it with red light or lightning. Yeah, you could have a targeted strobe on it. That'd be cool. You could have steam and fog come out of it, so you could have a built-in fog machine that you could feed into the main or whatever outlet tube you wanted. It never should blow up. Uh, Maybe. The problem is I can't show an after shot of it. So I think it should be a smoldering volcano that occasionally has lava come out of it and smoke come out of it, and then elephant toothpaste. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I imagine it'd be made of rock work. So it looks as much like a real mountain as possible. You know, we color any concrete we use. Maybe a lot of the year it's not even being used. And if we didn't use toxic stuff on at least part of it, we could have it be like a bird bath kind of. We could put in little bird bathy type things. Well, that's unnecessary for the lake one. I think about it for up here. The ultimate goal would be to get good at doing that. If we could make one that was good, right? And then we could make one down in Aronga, and it could be an awesome tourist attraction. You bring your kids out to see the volcano, which is actually blowing up on a little island out in the lake, right? With not much in the background, hopefully, so that you don't ruin the illusion, especially from the maybe you have a semicircle of people who can see it. Maybe you do it, in the later part of the day, maybe even just as the sun is going down. If you were doing any lighting effects, that would make them far more effective. I don't know. People motivated by projects. Yeah, I need to get real specific. People motivated to support projects is the most important thing. I can find people to do them, although those correlate. Maybe if I find a person that really wants to do a project, they'll help with raising money to do it. Instead of just sending me money, sending me a message that says they want to come for free. So that continues to be a thorn in my side. All right, so we're going to wrap things up here. It's getting a little dusky out. Not quite dusk, but I've got this. I've got a bunch of cards here. I was doing some stuff. I talked to my friend about it. I'm going to give all my cool crosses away. You probably have seen these crosses in the background of lots of videos if you're an addict of mine. No, they're not creepy, as someone said. I do come from a Judeo-Christian background. Where's it at? I can't see very well. Oh, there it is. But that's irrelevant to that. It is a copy of the cross that is in front of the church in the town of Arongriquero, which is my favorite town. And I made some other art that was actually my art out of the same process. Those are made of a resinous fiberglassy mix thing out of a mold that's made of latex, which was made off of a wooden carving of the cross itself. Some of the latex molds have since ripped in process or in bad storage, and the wooden cross still exists, wrapped all in plastic and duct tape. Anyway, I've got a bunch of those crosses, and my new goal is to give them all away. I could hang a few of them. Why not? I don't need to give them all away. I should hang them in cool spots, and they should be featured. But I don't want to sell them because I can't take credit for the artwork at all. And I have lots of friends in the area that I've known over, almost 2 decades, over 17 years. And a lot of folks have been really sweethearts and nice, most everybody. But some of them stand out as people I've either done more business with or whatever. I just like them, And I think I should give some of those folks a cross. Whether they can display it in a public place or not, of course, I'd rather have it be public, like there's a restaurant I could give it to. I wonder if I wrote that on my list. I'm making a list. I already gave one to Tortoise L10, and it was up for a while, then it went away. I don't know if they didn't like it. I'm not sure. Maybe it went to somebody's house. I hope it didn't get ruined, but no matter. Once you give something away, it's gone. Not yours anymore. People ask me about what kinds of things they could do here to help if they were here. And I think it does help to show people exactly specific products. That it's hard for me to give a good answer. This is a weather station up there that is currently competing with an oak tree and is also tilted over and has rotting wood used to prop it up instead of stones and gravel. It sucks. It is badly positioned. Someone needs to get a screwdriver and or the instructions online, figure out why it doesn't work anymore. It has a wind measuring object, which is awesome, because then I can determine when or how I could have wind power, and mostly I think I won't. I would recommend that we put that in a more central location. I need to write this down right now. The placement of it can be done by my guys, and somebody can eventually come and figure out, I need to put a battery in it or something. And then there's a website that's already set up. I think it's Wonderground, something like that. Weather Underground, I don't know. And what is this we got? Yeah, I think putting that way more exposed would be good. It'd be cool to have like a ribbon in the breeze that actually shows you how breezy it is. Maybe I don't know if it would measure it perfectly, but I wonder if there's like a really simple way to have those, because that's going to determine the availability of different fire pits. I think my first thing to do though is just to make some really cool fire pits. And the problem is, if I even get sand in a place I'm not going to have the fire pit yet, then it will grow over in some time. Uh, and so that's a little bit difficult. I know where I want a fire pit, I think. See, there's the whole fire pit project, basically. I guess really it's just going down the line and figuring out what the cost on each one is. But I'm suspecting that what I'm imagining is going to take a whole load. And it is tempting. I mean, this is not the best fireplace spot, but I am tempted with this view spot of the lake to also do sand. Um, huh. Well, I'll think on it. I wonder where my best wind protected spot is right now. It was mostly flat. Actually, the place I'd like to do it, I don't think I can get a truck into. That's not good. I could have a fire pit down in Alicante next to the road or next to a trail. No, I can't next to the trail because I can't get sand there. Doing, 150, 200 wheelbarrow loads of sand down to a place, there's no reason to do the hardest work first. That can be done. That can be on the plans. But right now I need pretty easy ways to do shit. I can still get sand into the cedar circle, and I think that's worth it. It's a really, I'm always going to have a fire hazard problem in there if I don't. I'd rather try it somewhere else though first. That's such a valuable spot, and I really don't want to screw it up. Wouldn't mind more people visiting who had really good design abilities, but I'd want to see designs they've drawn up. I'd want to see stuff like what I talk about, probably written up better too. I got a high expectation if I'm going to be hosting somebody. Cutie dogging. Yeah, you're a cutie dog, and she runs like a frog. Uh, Up here in this building is a really cool mask. A huge mask made by my friend Charles, who's a big fan of me and the project. It's up there. It is all deformed, you'll notice, and there's branches coming out of the bottom of it. That is because some birds have made a nest in the mask. I hung the mask up there. You can even see some of the hose that's still hanging by coming off of it. It's, just the humidity over the years. But the thing is that the last time he was here was years ago. So it actually did really well in the weather considering. This is east facing. So it gets that sunset light. God damn, it'd be tempting to have a fire right out here, but it's so close into this building, and fires don't really have to be close to a building. I do have the doghouse, and I think that's the ideal fireplace spot, actually. This is the doghouse. It's got a lot of work to be done over here. Where's Frida dogging? She's like getting more independent. That's actually good. I like it. I don't want to get too far away, but oh man, the dogs have zero food. Is that true? No, they got a bag that's hard to get into. There you go, guys. My feeding system is horrible. Uh, uh, I need to check these boxes and see if there's anything in, or see if there's an empty one, because then I can do open feeding again, but I have the ability to close it off. And then I can have control of their schedule and get them all to do something at the same time. I could easily move Frida onto it, and she wouldn't be able to get in the box anyway. But I can, I pay attention to Frida a lot more. Uh, the dogs are forest dogs. Rules for sculpting a forest. Forest kind of sculpts itself almost, but I'm glad I have the roads I do. They're excellent fire breaks, and diversifying the forest also protects it from pine beetle plague, as well as forest fire, actually. Uh, Monoculture is almost always a real bad idea. Of course, it's all a matter of scale, right? What monoculture even is. All right, so I have all these fucking papers around here. Here's my to-do list for today. Oh man, I can't do all this. All right, how much of this shit got done? Oh, the cows took up the other day. That's just, I can't believe it. It's so, we worked so hard on the gates, and these were sneaky fucking cows. These were a different dude's cows. They weren't the same cows that were here before. They went through a little sneaky spot. It was a surprise. Okay, great. Well, I'm making progress. That's really great. I will do this, and I guess I just can't. I can't go to town tomorrow. I haven't prepared enough, and I've got things that people can help me with, and that's really important. The reason I've got people to help me with things is because I'm doing a little bit of side work that I don't enjoy. It's strange. It's real strange stuff. It's nothing bad, and I did get two big donations, uh, and that was cool. Those were via PayPal, and I've got $212 on Patreon right now. That needs to be a lot more. That's the only way it's going to work. I cannot do this. I'm as direct as I can be. Not whining. You don't owe me a goddamn thing. But it's an amazingly cool, rare project. It's a rare opportunity to see a different way of thinking and dealing with the most fundamental thing we have, and that is forest land, other land too. But I just really like the forest best, and I do have some ideas that apply to, in terms of agriculture and things like that, that do apply to other climates, and that's cool. But what is this? It's a cut off tree right there. Cut the heck off. There's one that's cut off. There's one that's cut off. Got some oak logs over there. Those should probably not be oak logs. Those should probably be oak posts. In other words, why cut them shorter? I think they're more valuable to make lumber with or something, and then make classy furniture. I will talk to some folks about that. These oaks are not dead at all. Like you can see, this one has a stump under it, and then it has trees growing out of it. Well, that's going to happen with all of them, or they won't. Like this particular one here is dead. I chopped that one before. I chopped that one. Oh, that's a cool one. Look at that. This one is really cool though because it's the only one that died, and it has a conch on it now. It has a mushroom-like thing. It's a fungus, but it's hard. It doesn't look like a normal fungus. It comes out of the side of wood. Some people make them into art. This one over here is kind of cool because look what it did. It shot out a bunch of babies off the stump. That's pretty dang cool. Now the species name for oak is a quercus, I think. I don't know how to say that, but quercus. And that means we could probably, well actually that'd be really interesting, is to graft a white oak onto a black oak and a black oak onto a white oak. I think that'd be really stellar. Make the stump and then do the side, bark to bark grafting. And then see what happens. I don't know. I just want to know what happens. And then the obvious other thing would be to get quercuses, other types of seeds of other types of oaks, especially around here, and then grow those. Especially quercuses that are maybe the more useful ones. Like there's one that has an enormous acorn. Wouldn't it be fun to grow that here, and also try grafting it onto a native oak, and of either kind, live or white or black, For some reason, people call the evergreen ones live oaks, but are the other ones dead oaks then? I don't know. I mean, black and white obviously don't make sense either. I would call them just evergreen dark leaf and deciduous light leaf oaks. That's what I'd call them probably, but I'm not in charge. Ah, you know, as I was talking about the idea of naming each one of these rocks, I think that's an interesting concept. We're not too heavy to pick up. We could even have people who are designated to pick them up and move them places. I don't mind the idea of a bunch of colored rocks. It's okay. Just clean them up really well and practically dip them in the paint. Like do multiple paint jobs and then do an RV or a UV a UV coating on the outside so that it lasts longer. You could even add a clear glow in the dark thing so that as the sun goes down they kind of glow cool in a cool way. You know, we don't have to do it with all the things. I like the natural look the best, but I'm not married to that. You know, we can do more than one thing in different spaces. I think maybe the first thing to do is to clean them up, spread them up and clean them up, spread them out and clean them up. Probably even wire brush them, as long as it doesn't leave marks. I don't want to do that. And then start naming them. Some of them, their whole identity will be obvious. This one looks like a tiny tombstone. Look at that. That's a tombstone right there. It's already done. And of course, then if it was a tombstone, we might paint the thing onto it. It's a little bit small. You know, that real tombstone would be bigger, but whatever. Uh, huh. Stack of rocks. I'm confused by a stack of rocks. How can we turn that into a game? Each rock could have its own abilities, and you know, almost like they have a Magic Gathering, the card game. I don't know how that works, but what if each of these rocks, you know, and it can be identified by the camera, and so it posts on a screen for each player potentially in their own device, right? It could say, uh, here are the possible moves you can make out of the many. There could be many. I don't know if we would mark the ground in a way, like make a big cob area that was the playing field. In this case, I am imagining on the ground just because I'm imagining that they're so big. Huh. That's a real stretch. You know, I'd rather play with rocks I can get in another place that are actually really unique. I think that they're sitting on the chess table right now. Last I saw. Or I had a bag of them somewhere. I'm not sure. Anything unusual in the forest we could probably use to make games. I definitely need to have poles. I have some poles now, and those should all be sorted by the size of pole and the straightness of it, perhaps what kind of wood. I don't even know. Because we also want to make rustic furniture and stuff, but at the moment I'm just thinking of games. Pine cones, obvious game thing. People took them, so they appeared to like them. It was at Corpus Christi. And I gave some away to some other people too. I don't know. It seems weird to put paint on a natural thing and then say, oh, this is a cool decoration. And it's like, well, I don't know. It looked kind of cool and natural. And the paint doesn't really adhere that, I don't know. I feel like I'm ruining a natural thing, and I'd almost rather compost it or use it in part of other systems. Oh, so those oaks I cut down, the point was that out of the tops of those, I did those pretty tall. Those are about my height, I would say. I forget. I was just over there, but it's probably slightly different heights depending on how high the guy with the chainsaw could reach. Um, all those are going to grow out, and what's going to happen is that they're going to provide cool structures above them. They're not my favorite. They're all white oaks, and they were blocking my view to the lodge. So the wood is all donated to other people. In this case, as firewood. Anytime it gets cut like that, and that's what's going on. Uh, I do want to cut some pieces and make a pile of them. And then I want to put this fungus that's on this one, dead one, onto those to infect it. That's cool. Anyway, so like, yeah, it's going to be really neat. So you can still walk by it, but this is going to be like right here, it'll go up, mostly up. It might go weird like that one did. Hey, dog, what are you barking at? No, barking at things that don't exist. Oh, there is a dog barking way over there. It's one of my dogs. Those are my dogs. It's Coco. I can see Coco from here. Hey, Coco, it's just a fucking puppy. Coco's running over here like there's something exciting. You are a dumb puppy. Actually, that's really cute. Actually, I love to see her being all brave and stuff. Uh, uh, this area, all in here, I want to terrace all of it within the trees and make it either be at the level of the road or at the level of the doghouse. And then I want a method to get to the toilet that's over there. This is a multicolored toilet. Um, it's painful to cut down this many trees, but you know what? I need solar power real bad, and I'm going to get it right up there. That's my current goal. Also, these are all white oaks, and I don't like them. They don't provide shade for the hottest time of the year, and they shade quite nicely this time of the year when I don't want them to because I'm cold. In other words, they do the exact opposite of what I want. So, through them. They're also, as I want to do rain capture off all buildings, they're going to clog gutters up massively. These guys drop tons of leaves. There's a black oak over there I can leave. Although I might cut it. No, it's going to block solar as well. The better idea would be to build an entire building in a whole nother spot that I have selected and make it be a massive center of solar power here that can get, and we have buried cables that go, I'm on the end of a buried cable line. It's 200 meters. That same power could then go out to power a whole bunch of area around it. And centralized systems are easier to maintain if I have the right technology, and the payoff is massive. So, but that's beyond me, you know? It's just beyond me. Right now, I'm just going to try and fix the one I got, and then I'll get by and work hard and slowly build the Bosque. Ha! That dog's not supposed to be here. Black-faced dog just ran by. He knows it. Whoa! That's sour. Holy mackerel. That was sour stuff. All right, so get my shit together here. I may have more hot drink. I'm not sure. Fuck. Well, that's the thing about cleaning up. It makes a big mess. I guess tomorrow I have to make sure I'm really motivated to do a lot of cool shit. I did find my black gloves that I bought at I think it was that town downtown near Westlake Mall. I was down there during the WTO riots, observing, just hanging out. I wasn't recording or photographing really. And then I bought these at the store, these black gloves that are deerskin, and I still have them. They're still nice because I never use them. I don't want to use them for like macheting too much because that would wear them out. And there might be times when I want black gloves. I'm not sure when. Hi, honey. You coming in? You better come in or you get locked out. And you'll die of hypothermia. Yep. Good girl. That's a good girl. Darkness. This shit is supposedly going upstairs. Let's do that. I should count how many fucking stairs there are. Not that it matters. What am I going to say? I'm going to say there should not be stairs. It's no private building. Okay. The fuck is all this shit? Okay. Well, this flashlight's totally dead. Okay, I got cool hard drive shit, 2 headlamps, and a notebook. All right. This goes on an important shit location where I will notice it. Hopefully. All right. Hi, puppy. Are you happy? I'm bummed I didn't charge this today. That's how it goes. And nothing over here is charging at all. Why is that? Oh, I turned it off. Right, that's what I did. Okay, fine. And I don't have any fucking water up here to drink. That is very bad. And that will be fixed right now. Oh, yeah. All right. God damn it. Water's heavy. High priority is to cut the trail, the old trail, fix it up. That used to go from Bad Bend all the way to the lodge, and then pick up the rocks at Bad Bend a lot. And that gets people to the lodge not using that messed up road. It's safer for them. They'll like it more. And dig that so it's a pretty fucking big trail. I don't think we're going to change it, right? And dig it in the spot either where we had it before or wherever a bulldozer would actually cut all the way down that slope. Because we've seen that a big bulldozer, the road grows over. And if I hired a small bulldozer to do it, well, it would make a really pleasant trail to walk on. We wouldn't add any rocks, because all those bad rocks came from not the soil here. They came from a bad delivery of rocks from a whole nother town. That's bad. Okay. I was getting at water, right? Okay, I can do that. Damn it. Oh, I remember this one. It's a goddamn pitcher that the top won't come off of. Okay. Some of my pitchers have a little bit of algae growing in them. It's because they get too much sun out here. That's a bummer situation. Uh, okay. All right. All right. Is there enough goddamn thing out here that I need? I hope not. I'm going to call it an evening out here. Yeah. It's like doing archaeology in a sense around here, cleaning up all this crap. All right. Darkness is coming fast. And dark has been dark lately. I used to just carry 5 gallons up. Now I can barely carry 1 or 2, it seems like. Especially when it's dark. Damn, this is a bummer. This house was not designed for solar orientation, by the way. There are no south-facing windows at all. Although, I wonder about those because if the sun is high in the sky, you have an overhang, it depends, of course, on the size of your overhang, then maybe you're not really getting the southern exposure with that. You know, I want that south, west, southwest, east, southwest, something like that. And no, east, southeast exposure. I only get especially light, you know. All right. Okay. What clothing am I using? Oh yeah, here's my sweater. Okay, awesome. I have socks. This is great. Well, that's cool that those tile sets for Settlers of Catan look great from here. That's pretty cool looking. Maybe should put those actually in a place where you could have the webcam in a tree above it, like right above it. Hey, don't do shit. The dog is getting more advanced and strong and curious. Hey, no, that's mine. Don't in it. She has claws. So, but she's I'm on her a lot. So she hasn't. What has she destroyed? She has a backpack, a day pack that is her mortal enemy. She hasn't attacked it lately, but she go ape shit on that. I should encourage that. I think it's funny. I don't know where my phone charger cable is. That sucks. That's the danger with moving things around. You get confused. Okay, we did not deal with the toxic waste. We did not load the van with laundry. Cool, I found a light that's not totally broke. It's the front of it's cracked. It's broken. It's going to fall apart. But it's actually does produce light. That's pretty. On this live broadcast, not a lot of people are commenting. That's fine with me. A friend of mine asked me if I want people to comment on these videos because I don't respond to comments. So you'll notice, right? Um, the reason for that is that I already have a train of thought going, and I will respond sometimes. I have responded, but the main thing you can do is make a comment and post to that spot in it or something. Or no, that might be difficult. I'm not sure how that works, but make your comment, and I might, I will read it later probably. Certainly after the video is published, you can look at your comment on it and comment again and add some more thoughts, and then I'll probably notice it even better. Just doing things. For sure. My cable. Is there any flashlight that works? This one does not work at all. Zero. This one barely works. It works though. Okay. Okay. I should do after I get my laundry done is look at all other clothes I have and wear those for a bit and see which ones of them I still want, and I can identify which ones I don't. Because there's some, you know. Oh, goddamn! I gotta fill this up. Another day. I never finished my food. Heck, I'm not all that hungry. Here's my phone charger cable. Maybe that's a good thing. It's kind of nice out. I have my sweater on now. Maybe my evening's not over out here. I do like it. This is so sweet. All right, screw it. I even have a notebook on me. I got a plan for the next 2 days anyway. I got 2 days to take actions that fix my life. Way up there, there's a tiny pink cloud poking out of the sky. That's really cute. Hey, cutie doggin. You cutie boy. Yeah. Downward dog. I thought it was hard to walk around. I'd rather sit around in a better spot, though. I don't talk a lot about comfortable seating, but because I'm generally against paying for it. But I think we should learn how to upholster stuff and have local people making stuff out of wood that we transfer to here. And then we also buy upholstery equipment and we pick like the right kind of fabric, with advice. And we make upholstered couches and things because that's where comfort is. And I don't got it. I don't got comfort. Why is this so dark? Now it's lighter. It's making dumb decisions that I don't understand. Hi, little guy. Little girl. Right there. Hi. Yeah, does that feel good? She won't go to bed without me, I don't think. She has occasionally, I think. But she generally wants to be where I'm at, so. All right, we finish everything out here. What did I come down here to get? Water. Did I get water? Yes, I did. I came down here for something. Sure as hell. Oh, maybe I was deciding that it was so nice out. But there's got to be a reason. Well, I have my food down here, but I don't want it. I don't feel it's it's being goo, and it's perfectly fine. But now I'm not really hungry, so why should I eat it? And I'll worthless leftovers too. I wonder, like right now, is it still enough to have a fire? That's the problem is, and we should record this. I mean, this is why we need to hook up the weather station. Is we need to know the probability of wind right here, right here. We need to predict that. Not read it on the weather.com or something. We need how the exact patterns of all microclimates are here in the Bosque. And I say microclimates because one of the reasons I want to make that fire pit down in Alicante is because I know it's inherently more wind protected than right here. Right here, I'm right next to the biggest source of wind in the entire forest. That slope over there, it's the steepest, or it's a very steep slope. There's others. Having a building on the mesa with an interior fire would be just great. And then it could be, on the base level of the building, and the fire really is heating the whole building. Oh, God, my legs are so sore. This is the most I've walked in any day of tricky ways and hard ways, except for macheting, but I only machete for 20, 30 minutes, And I've been cleaning this fucking place up for some hours now. All right, so I've got water. I have everything I need. This is a big desmadre. Frida, you out here? Frida, what you doing? Frida, baby. Oh, there she is. How come you're not? Yeah. She needs to have a noise she can make that says I'm coming, because she doesn't have a way to communicate that currently. And then, she doesn't make any noise when she walks. She's so tiny. The kitchen is whatever, fuck it. It's a war zone. War zone. All right, that's it. Fuck. What the fuck is this bullshit? All right. I wonder if those candles over there are useful or not. Nah, they're pretty shitty. Well, bebes, that's me signing off, I think. I want to sleep well tonight and dream of good futures, and then wake up to make them. Good luck to you and your adventures. Please do let me know about them. Make a video yourself about whatever you're doing or trying to do. We can